And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foss and I'm touching base with you as I do every day, except for Sundays. I hope you are hearing me. I'm testing my mic system out and I was like, I had to put it out, bring it back in. But I know you are. I believe you can hear me, right? Put the thumbs up if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me so I can if I know if I should change this mic. So what's going on, guys? How are you doing? How are you doing? And welcome over at our yeah, it says go live. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my Instagram. It's usually live, but it's not live. And anyway, welcome to Instagram. How are you guys doing over in the Instagram world? How are you doing? Can you hear me? That's what I want to know. That's the question. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Christine? Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Gwendolyn. Good morning to everyone. And again, like I said, welcome to Space Daily. And so today we are doing Tip Tuesday. It's Tip Tuesday, y'all. It's Tip Tuesday. Okay, I'm sure someone will be saying they can't hear me if they didn't hear me. So there we go. Today is Tip Tuesday. It's Tip Tuesday. How are you all doing? First of all, before we go into our Tip Tuesday, have you guys been monitoring what's going on politically? I promise I will be brief because this is about tips and not anything else. Better yet, I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm just going to just greet people. But it has something to do with the border. We'll talk about that Thursday. We'll talk about that with Chris on Thursday. Yes, my friends. Yes. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Come on over to YouTube. If you're in Instagram, come over to YouTube. And Grand Rising says, Mia B790. How are you doing? Tradia is in the building. Yes, you can join me over in YouTube. Come on over. Come on over, babies. Come on over to YouTube. That's where we are. That's where you'll get a better experience if you are in the Instagram world. Come on over. Come on over. Yes. Grand Rising says Amparo. Yes, she is here. Yes. Yes. And good morning to Rashawn Vincent is in the building. Good morning, she says to the family. Yeah, so guys, come on in, come in. And we're gonna talk some tips on photography. Today we are talking about event photography. Event photography. I said, you know what? I get a lot of questions about event photography. And I'm always photographing. That's what pretty much my primary. I do headshots for corporations and I do events. Mainly, most of all, events. Serena says, come on over. Should we do it? Should we do it, Serena? Are you gonna sing it with me? Come on over, baby. Come on over to YouTube. That's right. Serena and I, we sing it together. But back to yeah, so I mainly focus on event photography. That's where my bread and butter comes in. My bread and butter is photographing for corporations, institutions, not-for-profits, profit companies throughout New York City and outside of New York. So that's what people hire me to do. And I said, well, why not share some of this with you guys today? Because it is very important to me. And so I get a lot of questions about, Ron, how do you know what to photograph when you are photographing events? How do you know what to do? How do you know what to say? How do you know where to, put your camera? Or what do you use? What kind of camera do you use? And all that good stuff. So this conversation is going to be a little bit of a mixture because I do want people that are using their smartphones to be able to use their smartphones to photograph events. Like you're going to grandma's birthday party, you're going to what else? You're going to graduation, you're going to the family reunion. You still want to know how to photograph. So this is going to help you both ways. So if you're a professional, it's going to help you. If you are someone that wants to be a professional photographer and photograph events, this will help you. And if you are mainly I say layman, I'm going to try to keep it as basic as possible so that way I don't get into all the technical jargon. So it'll be as simple as that. I see also Gary has walked in the building. Gary says, good morning to everyone. Yes, let's check over on Instagram. I see Jamaica 1229 is in the building. Record and decor. Whoa, that sounds interesting. Records and decor is in the building. Come on over to YouTube, y'all. Just go under Touch Base Daily, and you'll be live with us on YouTube. That means you can work on your screen and see us. Dre Diaz in the building. Tavern Community has joined. Whoa! Tavern Community. I am coming to visit one day soon. I need to visit you guys because you guys are on the same page as me when it comes to co-working space, accountability, connecting, community. We need to talk, Tavern Community. We need to talk. Lovey214 is in the building. How are you guys doing? Come on over to our YouTube side. That's where we are. Okay. Let me see who else is here. Okay. Serena says, singing high pitch with you. Bryson's in the building. What's up, Bryson? Bryson says, what's up, our LP family? What's up, CQ family? Yes, I know. You'll probably say, Ron, you know, I need a drink. I needed a drink. When you're out here talking, you have to get a drink. I see, okay, I'm here. Dradia says, I am here. Beautiful, Dradia. Thank you for coming over. Crossing over. Cross over, children. Cross over. Poltergeist. Sorry. I had to go there. Poltergeist. Do people remember the little lady? Cross over, children. Yeah, so cross over to YouTube and you can join us. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's get straight to it. It's Tip Tuesday. We're talking layman event photography tips. And so the first one, gear up for event photography. Choose a camera that can handle low light situations well and has a good image sensor and a fast autofocus system. So, guys, my gear is like, this is my gear. And this is my camera that I usually take. This is a Nikon. It's a Nikon 7 II. They have Nikon 8s, they have Nikon 9s, they have Nikon 6, Nikon 5, Nikon. There's a lot of Nikons, but there's a lot of Canons, and there's a lot of Fujis, and there's a lot of Lunix, and all the and Leicas, and there's so many cameras. But make sure your camera is a good camera. Make sure you have the good gear. Make sure your gear is right. But also, for those folks that are just want to take event photography, you just want to photograph events, but you want to be good at it. You want your photos to look like a professional. You got your camera. You got this. You got this, baby. It takes some really good photos. It does. Take some good photos. As a matter of fact, sometimes I'll use this when I'm doing my professional photography. When I'm photographing a corporate event and I need to do an extra wide photo, I might use this instead of carrying my ultra wide lens. Yeah. A zoom lens can be very handy for event photography as it allows you to change your focal length quickly without switching lenses. And that's what I have here. I just photographed an event on This Weekend Pass, and this zoom lens allows me to photograph, get into the group, get out the group, move around the room, take pictures from the distance, take pictures close up, move in closer. I'm moving closer. My lens is close in. When I get out and I'm in the distant, I gotta use the zoom. Yeah, I use two lenses. This one is a 18 300. Yeah, 300 right here. That's what this is. So I got a long range to work with. And then I carry on my second camera, because I usually carry a second camera. And I have a lens like this, which gives me, this is a 100 to 400 millimeter lens. And it takes beautiful portrait shots. So for instance, I'll use this particular lens when my clients are speaking, or they're at the podium, or they're sharing. When someone's sharing, I love the way this makes the person look sharp, and you get that beautiful softness back there and on the background. So this happens to be a Tamron lens. I love this lens. It helps me in my event photography. Okay. And I'm going to take some photos. How about this? How about me? Let me show you some. Let me take you to a little presentation. I kind of I said, let me share some photography with you guys. And what I mean by event photography. So this is an event I took. I photographed in Fort Greene here in New York, here in Brooklyn, here in my area, my Fort Greene. You always see me posting about my Fort Greene. And let me see here. Let me go there. Let me go to my Fort Greene. Better yet, you know what? Let's scrap that. Let's not go Fort Greene. Let's do something more recent. I did the MWBE Awards a couple of weeks ago, and you heard me share about that. And so this is one of those that I think is a really good to share about an event. That's why I put this one up. And you can see all the different photos that are here, but I want you to get a feel for what I'm photographing here. Like when I was talking about the close-ups, look at that. It's gonna generate in a moment. Yeah, it should come up soon. But when you are using these different lenses, they get you different looks as you photograph. And now guys, a phone can't do this. At least not yet. I mean, you can have the fake stuff. Hopefully this is gonna come up. Come on, computer. I guess I need better Wi-Fi. But come on. What's going on? Come on, can we get there? Why is it like, come on, guys. Come on. What is going on? Why is it so slow? Computers, technology. Okay, maybe. Oh, there we go. So this is an event. TD Banks has sponsored this event, and I'm the photographer for the day. And so I'm roaming around the room, and I am trying to get these shots. You see? This is taken with a zoom lens. And then this is taken with a zoom lens. And then let's go. Okay, let's see what it gets. Then I'm taking pictures of the important people that are at the podium, right? So I'm using my different cameras. I'm using my lenses. I'm using them at different settings. I'm moving around the room to photograph and tell the story. My job as an event photographer is to tell the story, for my client. Now, sometimes I know that there are some organizations that cannot always afford a photographer. And so I can go on and say how many different views and different ways to shoot. Like, you want people to feel like they're a part of the room, right? They're a part of the environment. And so this is why I'm taking pictures from different angles. You see, I'm moving all throughout the room to tell the story, right? And I'm telling the story. And you can I'm going through these, and I'm sharing group shots, how the people are interacting and, or posing. This is a posing scene. People are there gathered and that's interacting and walking, and, it's all about telling the full story. That's what event photography is all about, right? It's all about telling the story. Let me get this off the screen. Hold on a second. Let me pop this off here. so you can see fully. There we go. There we go. So, but that's what I'm doing. I'm moving around the room and I'm taking photos for my clients. I want, because guess what? When you are the business owner, you can't be everywhere at every time to see everybody. Most of my clients, they rely on me to tell their story so they can go back and enjoy the moment, because usually they're involved in making the moment happen, right? And these are all incredible people I've met and shared and talked with. But again, and we're going to talk about some more about the photography. But again, it's sharing the food. And we're going to talk about that. Sharing what's going on, getting close-ups, sharing, talk, look at that. Yes, that's Melba from Melba Restaurant here in New York. If you've never been to Melba, you need to visit Melba Restaurant. Yeah, that's Melba. And but yeah, going on and on. So let's go back. I'm gonna stop this little guy. So you get the gist. You get the gist, right? You get what I'm trying to say to you. Any comments so far? I see a bunch of good mornings. I see a bunch of good mornings. Good morning, Kimmy. Good morning, Rashawn. Yeah, if you are in the Instagram, come on over. Come on over to our YouTube channel. I see Coach Jess is in there. I see Tantiana is in there. Ramos, come on over. Lovey 214 is in the building and looking for, okay, there we go. There we go. Come on over to our YouTube. Just click on Touch Base Daily and put Touch Base Daily in there. Okay, continuing on. Continuing with the presentation. It's Tip Tuesday. We're talking tips. Again, here's another tip. A flash can help you illuminate dark scenes, but be careful not to disturb or blind the guests. Bring extra batteries, memory cards, and a backup camera if possible. Well, as a professional, most professionals, we usually have 2 cameras when we're photographing events, right? We usually have one for close-ups, extensions, and all that stuff for different movements, different feels. But if you are a layman, let's say you just want to use your smartphone. Your smartphone, just like I showed you the zoom lenses on my professional camera, you have 3 cameras on the back of your phone. You can do close-ups with your zoom lens. You can do regular, that's the normal. And then if you want to do some detailing, you could do the close-ups. You got 3 lenses, right? Wide, zoom, and normal. So you can do the same thing with your smartphone. But again, you won't get those type of photos that I just shared with a smartphone. So I always say, if you are going to do an event and it's a really important event, it's an important event, you need to hire a professional photographer. And there's lots of us. There's lots of us in the city. Of course, I prefer you hire me, but there are lots of event photographers in the city, and you can use our services. Okay, next one. Shoot a variety of images. Event photography is not just about capturing the main action, but also the atmosphere, the details, and the emotions. You just saw those in the photos I just shared with you guys, right? Atmosphere. What does the room look like? Does it have something interesting like a chandelier that's unique to the spot? Is it door handles or is it the windows? Maybe it's the view. Maybe it's the presentation itself, the colors of the table, the colors of the food, the types of the food. When it goes, that's calling the details. Photographing the details. Again, it's telling the whole story. Telling the whole story. That's what event photography is all about. So this is your tip. For those that don't know, we're doing Tip Tuesday, and this is layman event photography tips. Okay? Just so you know. Okay. Also, the most important thing as an event photographer is capturing emotions. Now, I love event photography. I love what I get to do. I love getting paid to do the thing I love to do, and that's interact with people. You know how I feel about community. You know how I feel about connecting with others. Emotions. I love anticipating the scene. Let me see if I can bring some, let me see if I can get a photo in here with some scenes of emotion. Let me click that out of there. And let me see before I get there, because I love emotion. Let me get any, there we go. There we go. I think we got one here. Let me go ahead. Let me present that one for you guys. Here we go. Present. And I mean, look at that. People laughing. Emotions. It's all about sharing emotions. That, that is one of the key parts of the photographers, moving around the room. Again, catching the emotions, the smiles, the giggles, the laughs, but your eye has to be roaming the room, roaming the room, roaming the room. Look at this laughter, catching people, catching them. Yeah. So that's what we do as photographers. Let me stop presenting. There we go. It's about connecting you with the environment, the feel of the event. Here's something that's really cool. Be polite and professional. This is all for us professionals, but maybe you, again, I'm going to say you're not professional. You want to do this, but you're taking on the mantle and you say, you know what? I'm going to be the event photographer, even with my smartphone, because, we can't afford one. We can't afford a professional today, but I'm going to be the professional. Here we go. Be polite and professional. As an event photographer, you are not only representing yourself, but you are also your client. Be respectful of the guests, the staff, and the venue. You are on high representation at all time. I'll not forget. I was photographing for HSBC Bank in New York. Yes, they were one of my clients. They are one of my clients. They're on my list of clients. HSBC Bank. And I was photographing one of their events. And some of the people came up to me and say, man, I thought you were one of the guests because you are having so much fun photographing and you're just having a good time with us. And it was interesting because, and I asked them, why did they say that? I said, what was so different about how I was interacting? She says, well, we hire other photographers and they're just they don't interact. They don't connect. They're just photographing. They don't connect. And I said, well, that's why you hired me. So, I mean, the great thing about photographers, and you get some folks come in and they say, Ron, how do you get these kind of photos? How do you get these photos? I love connecting with people. You have to connect with people. And also remember, be polite. It doesn't hurt to be polite and interact. Here's something I always have to worry about when I'm working with my other client, my Brooklyn Conservatory of Music, or anything that is theater or music or concerts. I have to always worry about. Don't obstruct the view. Or interrupt the conversations, or invade the privacy of the guests. Ask for permission before taking photos of people and respect their wishes if they decline. Don't be upset when they say, oh, no photo, no photo. It's okay. They're not rejecting you. They just want their privacy. And that's okay. They just want their privacy, right? I can do a whole workshop on just interacting with clients and their guests. Also, there are certain times to use the flash. For instance, when I did an event this weekend, I have to know when to turn on the flash and when not to turn on the flash. For instance, if the kids are singing or the kids are using their instruments, no flash. Why? It could be a distraction. When people are in concert, no flash. It's a distraction. No flash. No flash at all. Can't use a flash. No. Let me just turn this down. I forgot to cut my phone off. There we go. There we go. Let me cut those volumes down so no interruptions. But yes, no flash. No, don't do anything that's distracting. When I'm usually working, I usually work with a black turtleneck or a black t-shirt or a black shirt. Sometimes, a lot of times, my pants are dark. They're black. They're dark brown. So I can blend in, so they can't see me. Another reason you take great photos is when people can't see you. They can't see you because they're not distracted by your camera. This can be intimidating, walking up to someone. So some photos are candid, and some photos you have to ask permission and get their permission to do. Okay, next. I just talked about it. Dress appropriately for the occasion and keep your gear organized and tidy. Smile and be friendly, but don't be too chatty and distracting. That's right. I'm there with one mission: to tell the story. To tell the story. Okay, let me see. I see some comments in the comment box. I see here. Oh, Serena says, this is great. This is great information. Lisa says, roll your eyes and keep moving. No. No, Lisa. No, Lisa. Oh, see, the flash tip was great information. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go back. Let's go back. So, yes. So another thing, you always see me, I wear a hat everywhere I go, right? I wear a hat everywhere I go. And when I'm photographing, I always wear a hat. Do you know why? Because I have a bald head. I have no hair on my head. So my head reflects light. So I'm usually wearing a black Scully so that my head doesn't reflect. As a photographer, I'm always looking for ways not to distract. I am always conscious of where I stand. So, for instance, if I'm in a concert hall and the choir is singing or the orchestra is playing, I don't just get up in the middle of the auditorium and start photographing. I walk along the side of the rooms. I find a column. I get behind the column, and then I photograph. I get behind the columns. I look for structures that are bigger than me that I can get behind so that I'm not a distraction, either for the audience or for the participants of the concert, right? So there's all different types of strategies depending on the event. I take photos of a lot of events, outdoor events, indoor events. Lighting changes with that, right? Yeah. Next one. Edit and deliver your photos after the event. Sort through your photos and select the best ones. Edit them to enhance the colors, contrast, exposure, sharpness, and crop them. Guys, the most important job, well, they're all important, but this has to be probably the important part of photography, event photography, is one, getting your clients' photos to them as fast as you can. Now, Sometimes my clients will say, could you expedite it? And I charge them for expedited photos. Yes, because that means I have to stop what I'm doing to get their photos to them fast. And as you can see, a lot of my clients are pretty big clients. Their work, some of the photos, I put it in the contract now these days, is I usually deliver 5 to 10 photos that are going to be expedited for the clients. And it's usually within 24 hours for them to get those photos into their social media or the media, because many times I will photograph something and then they will need that for press. They will need it for the press. So I will photograph and get 5 or 10 images that they can ship over to the newspaper, the online newspapers, wherever they need to do it for media. But the most important part of the whole strategy of photography is how we edit. Editing photos is the most important part. Cropping where you need to crop. Sharpening the image where you need to sharpen it. Creating the right contrast. Enhancing the color, especially if you shoot in RAW, like most professional photographers do. We shoot in RAW. So that means we got to bring back some of that color. Because when you shoot in RAW, which gives you more ability to do editing, you lose color. You lose a little bit of stuff, but it's not lost. It just looks lost on the image when you first see it. But you have so much information to work with when you are editing. That's why we shoot in RAW. RAW, capital in capitals. RAW. Some clients say, can I have your RAW images? I say no, unless you're paying for it. RAW images, you can do whatever you want with them. You can create and manipulate them. That's another topic for another day. Last but not least, these are some of the basic tips for event photography that can help you improve your skills and satisfy your clients or your audience. And then for more information and inspiration, you can go to my Patreon page. So this is for those that are in my Patreon community. Well, let me just show you. Let me pop that up. If you are in the Patreon community, you probably got this information this morning because I sent it out this morning for Tip Tuesday. And so if you're in my Patreon community, this is what I do for my Patreon community. This is for the paid Patreon community, part of the paid Patreon community. And so there's an article here that I share on my Patreon community. This is a photo that I shot during the summer at a concert, outdoor concert in Park Slope for the Brooklyn Conservatory of Music. And I have access to the backstage, and I love getting these kind of photos. Working in the backstage is absolutely so cool, is being able to contrast your client, get the story of the star of the star, which the subject, and then getting that crowd in the background. Anyway, I said, you can get all the information to this. There's on this story, there's a lot more information. I just can't share all of that with you guys here, but you can go to my Patreon page. There's also here all the resources. So if you want to dive into the resources, you can dive into these resources and also the source links to this article. Okay, so that's in the Patreon page for my Patreon community. If you want to become a Patreon member, become a Patreon member. Just go in and hit Ron Lewis Photos on the Patreon. Go to the Patreon app. Check it out. It's worth it. I give good tips every week or every other week, as much as I can. Yeah, you can do that. Here we go. Here we go. You can pop this off. Yeah, Patreon, Ron Lewis Photos. Click on that. Okay. So you'll see that's where the article is. The rest of the articles that I put together is on that. So any questions? Q&A. It's Q&A time. Q&A time on this Tip Tuesday. How do you like those? Were those tips valuable to you? Let me know. Were those good tips? Did you enjoy those tips? Was that insightful to how we event photographers work? Yes, I'm an event photographer. Amparo says, I never give raw images unless they pay 3 times the package. Then people went to Sears. When people went to Sears for pics, they didn't ask them for negatives. Yes, guys. Yes, when people went to Sears. Right? One of my clients got upset with me. They weren't it was like a recommended client. They're not like clients that know me. But yeah, guys, don't ask a photographer for their raw images unless you're going to pay for them. Because if they give you the raw images, you can use them wherever you want. But make sure you compensate for the raw images if you happen to need them for your book cover or for the billboard in Times Square. Let people know what your objective is. Yeah. Christine says, yes, make sure you guys, if you're enjoying this, please hit the like button. Click the like button. Thank you. Thank you. That's why we are a community. This is all of us working together. For those that don't know, it's the Patreon community that supports this upgrade. Like, you don't think StreamYard is free. I was talking to one of the members in this audience in our community. She goes, "Ron, I thought that was a new platform that was as easy to get." I said, "No, I got to pay extra to be on here on Streamline, to be in 3 areas at one time. Ron Lewis Photos, YouTube, which is Facebook over there, and YouTube and Instagram. Yeah. Yeah. So it's my Patreon community. A lot of the Patreon community is in this audience that support what I'm doing here. I see here, G says, facts, Imperial, the photog, they gotta pay for that work. It is work to do work, to work as an event photographer. Think about it. After we shoot, the party's over. After the party's over, we go home and we get to work. We have to edit photos and it can take days. Oh no, it doesn't take minutes to edit photos. It takes days sometimes. It takes, we usually 24, 40, depending on how much time you want to allocate to it. But I always give my clients 7 to 10 days. But in this day and age of social media, my clients want more. They want them fast. So they pay for expediting these photos. Yeah, because they need them. They need them for press. They need them to tell their story. Any other questions? Oh, let me check what's going on Instagram. What's going on Instagram? Besties is in the building over there. CBQ Life is in the building. Small for the Youth is in the building. Aqua Square Biz is in the building. Tuscany Blue is in the building. Jamal is in the building. Jamal Shabazz is in the building. Hey, Shawnee is in the building in Instagram. Yes. Yes. If you have any questions, Instagram, feel free to put them up. Yeah. But that's what we do as event photographers. We do this as event photographers. The photography doesn't end at the event. We take time to go through each one of those photos to make sure they tell your story properly. And if you are aspiring to be an event photographer and you say, I have nothing but my smartphone. I'm not looking for clients. I just want to photograph my events. Cool. But let me put a pin on this. Your photos so far in technology, you can get great photos with your smartphone. These little babies can do great work. However, hire a professional. Hire a professional. Amparo is an event photographer. Amparo, speaking of Amparo, is going to be our guest tomorrow. And she's going to talk about her career from leaving her corporate job which she shared with us before as an audience, but going into being a professional photographer. Amparo's coming on tomorrow. And also, how did she become a photographer that is connected to hip hop? Because she takes photos for the hip hop community, fashion community. She does a lot of fashion work. So if you have questions and you want some insight, you got to join us tomorrow. Join us tomorrow. Same channel, same time, 11:15. And Paro is going to be our guest. Paro Van is going to be our guest. Nicknamed Pam. Pam is going to be our guest tomorrow. Okay. No more questions? No more questions? We're doing good. We're doing good on time. We're doing good on time. What's going on, Rashawn? How are you doing? Brian Young, creative. Hey, Brian is in the building. Brian, we were concerned about you yesterday. We're like, how's Brian? Everyone was asking about you, Brian. We were checking out on Mr. Brian is in the building. When we see a community member not here, we get a little inquisitive. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Gary says, great job today. Again, if you like this, if this means something to you, if this content was informative to you, put some likes in the like. And if you are new to our Touch Base Daily, make sure you subscribe. Subscribe and hit the bell. Subscribe and hit the bell. Right. Look, Bestie G came over. What's going on, Bestie G? She's over. She came on over. She came over to our YouTube channel. It's the best experience, y'all. If you're in Instagram, it's always great to see you on Instagram. Don't get me wrong. For those that are in Instagram, I love you. This is where we started, Instagram. But guys, come on over to YouTube. And also, you can always search us out. It's much easier for the search engines to find us on YouTube. Okay, so join us. Drea says, awesome. Rashawn says, very informative. Informative. Cass is in the building. Cass is in the building. Bestie's in the building. Yes. Okay, good job. Good job. Okay, cool. So we're in a good place. We're in a good place. So guys, again, tune into, sign up for Patreon. Click on the Patreon if you're interested in that. Also, again, subscribe, hit the bell. And I think we're good. If there's nothing else on the Q&A, I think we can get out of here at 12 o'clock. Well, it is almost 12 o'clock now. Maybe we can get out on 12. Let's try to get you guys back to work. A lot of you guys got to go back to work. Okay. Okay. No. Last call for Q&A. Last call for Q&A. Last call. Okay. No questions. No questions. You guys are an informative audience. You guys don't need any more information. Lisa says, I feel cheated. 15-minute cheated. 15 minutes cheated. Well, if no one has any questions, I'm not going to keep you here, right? I'm not going to keep you here just to be keeping you here. I mean, I could talk about politics, but I'm not. I'm leaving the politics alone. Politics for another day, which is our Thursdays. Thursdays, we talk politics. Oh, look at this. Georgia says, I'm digging the YouTube platform. Swanky. Look at that. Swanky. Swanky. I love that word. Such a British word. Swanky. Swanky. Well, no, not even British, probably Irish. I would say it's more of an Irish word, swanky. Oh, Lisa said, well then, oh, fine. Oh, fine. Bessie says, you rock. You rock. Okay, good job. I see Edie is sending the hearts. Okay, good. If you like that, I'm glad you had a good time here. Hey, Jamel says, I'm in the house. Jamel Shabazz is in the house. Jamel, I need to talk to you seriously. I love Jamel Shabazz. Anyway, he's such an amazing brother. Oh man. Anyway, I'm honored to have him here. Every time I see him in the building, I am honored. But we will talk. Jamel, I'm reaching out to you today, as a matter of fact. You are on my list of things to do. See, thanks to Gwendolyn, I've generated list of things to do so I can stay on track. I am becoming more professional in my older days. I've always been professional. Don't get me wrong, because I believe in professionalism. You have to stay now. Lisa, you have to stay because Jamel's in the building. You can't invite people over and then leave. Gwendolyn says, "About time, sir." She knows I have my list. I have my books. I'm writing down everything. I live with my black book and my other book over here. Yes, I'm becoming more professional because I have no choice. It's too much for my brain to can't handle. I have to make sure everything's in a calendar. How many of you are like that? Oh, Lisa. Lisa, today's our Lisa, 2:30. 2:30. You know what that means. And that's right, I can't leave you guys. We have to do it to 12:15. You know why? Because there's so many other things I need to talk to you about. One is we're ending January. January ends tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day of January. And what have we been doing all January? We've been upgrading our email list. Yes, if you are going to be a professional. Oh, yes. Oh, okay, Jamel, I'm going to talk about that one in a moment too. But yes, if you are in our January, if you're in this community, we've been talking about, I lost my train of thought there. I got too excited. I lost my train of thought. Got too excited there. Yes, make sure you are building your list, your email list for all of you professionals, for all of you folks in this community that are going to sell to someone, that you are going to talk to people, or maybe you want to be a speaker, maybe you want to do a workshop, maybe you want to do, sell merchandise. Whatever it is, you need to build your email list. That's what we've been doing all January. That was our focus. Just sending that last end of the month hint to you guys. Continue getting that email list together. Number 2, a lot of us, really me, there's a couple of people in this community, are now doing our newsletters. I am putting together my first newsletter and it's almost complete. It will be going out February 1st as a monthly review. It is called the monthly review. So January in review, February in review. It'll go out like that. So I am going to have my newsletter for the first time sent out to all the folks that I have on my email list that I accumulated and went through all my contacts this month. I'm so excited. Yes, get your email list together. I talked to a photographer who has an amazing book. Philip, this is Phil Penman. He said in one of his workshops, if you want to sell your book, if you want to create a book, you need to work on your email list first. Get your email list, because that way, when you write a book, then you have someone to send the invitation to purchase it to your audience, or get them excited about it. Anticipation that is coming. Your email list is so important. And now I am finally embracing the value of the email list. So I wanted to just share that on with you guys. Also, Jamel has a event going on in the East Village. Oh man, and I was supposed to be there for the opening. My apologies, Jamel. I got caught up. But it is in, let me just see if I can bring this up here. Let me get this for you guys. See, Lisa, you knew we couldn't leave once. You know we couldn't leave early. You knew we had to wait to because this community has so much to talk about. And especially the most important thing is supporting one another. We got to support one another. I'm gonna throw it here. Jamel. Jamel, I hope it's on your website. I hope it's on your website. Jamel. I think it's on your website. I know I saw it there. I know I saw it in your feed. Okay, it's in your, it's not exactly there. It's not on the website. It is in the coming soon. Coming soon downtown. I want to find it for you, Jamel. I want to find it. I know it was in your stories. Okay, but anyway, if you get to Jamel, if you DM Jamel, he will give you the information. Howard Cash. Okay, there we go. Howard Cash. Is that the gallery? Is that the gallery, Jamel? Let me see here. Let me go in here. You know me. That's why Google is our friend. Google is our friend. So I am going to be at that my gallery days are Thursday. So I'm going to try to get down there on Thursday. Okay, it's on the Cash. Howard Cash. Let me see here. Hold on a second. And there we go. Okay. Got it. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's in one of my favorite neighborhoods, the Lower East Side, Alphabet City. That's right. Here we go. Let me present that guy so you can see that. Jamel's work. Jamel, I think your work is there, and a bunch of photographers, a bunch of street photographers that I admire are there. I was so excited. There we go. There you go. You can check it out. Long Journey Forward, Black Men in Passage. Oh, I wanted to be there for the opening. I will definitely be there for the talk, though. I'm going to put that in my calendar. Sunday was the opening reception. It was 3 to 6, but it's there from January 24th to March 9th. I will put on my calendar for February 17th to be there. Curator is Howard Cash and Jamel Shabazz. Let's support our brother Shabazz. Let's support Jamel as he and Howard Cash present this beautiful work of Long Journey Forward, Black Men in Passage. And then these are all of the photographers of their work that's in it. I love it. I know several of these folks. And so check that out. Thank you, Jamel, for getting that to us. Thank you. Thank you. And he says it's at the Wilmer Jennings Gallery. There we go. We got it. We got it now. Now we know. Now we know. The great thing about YouTube is, guess what? All of these comments are here, and you can follow and get it and go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. There we go. The hours is Wednesday, Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. There we go. There we go. Jamel says, my brother. I love it. I love it. So I will probably be there Thursday evening, because Thursdays is my gallery night. For those that don't, I don't really publicly say it often, but if I go out to a gallery, it's usually on Thursday night, because in New York, Thursday nights it used to be, I don't know if it's still that fact. People in New York always went to the galleries on Thursday, especially like in Chelsea. Chelsea, for those that don't know, has lots of galleries. And most people go to galleries on Thursdays. And so Thursdays nights has been my designated night for gallery hopping. Yes, I just say that. Gallery hopping. We'll talk about that another day. Okay. Any Q&A? Sorry, Q&A. Anything you guys want to ask? This is your time before I close out. We got 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. If I don't want to jip Lisa. 4 minutes. We got 4 minutes. Okay, guys, 4 minutes. Let me see what's going on Instagram. Dorian says, utilize your clients list to send snippets and images periodically from the book and do event announcements, signings, etc. You see that? Let me tell you, that wonderful Dorian. Dorian, you know we are going to have to chat because there's a seat here for you. There's a seat here for you, Mr. Dorian. Dorian's on Instagram. Dorian, come on over to YouTube. You will like it better. You will like us better on YouTube. Okay, let me just post that because I want that to be there. I want that to be there. Okay, here we go. Here we go. There we go. And I'm going to post that. Dorian saying about the email listing. Utilize your client list too. There we go. There we go. Check that out. Absolutely. Okay. And let's see what else is going on on Instagram. Eldridge is on Instagram. Sarah Marash is in the building. Let's see here. Diva to the Max is in the building and over in the Instagram world. Cheryl TM is in the building. Trini Pilot, my little brother, is in the building. He's in the building. Come on over to YouTube. That's where we are. That's where you'll get a better viewing of our platform. And New York City Musicians is in the building. Come on over. Come on over. Lisa says, Dorian needs to come back. Dorian, you know how we love you. He needs to take a YouTube appearance. That's right. As a matter of fact, Dorian's on the list. Dorian's on my list. That's right. We're going to set some dates. We're setting some dates. Okay. I think we got it all. I think we got it all. I think we got it all. Guys, thank you for joining me today on Touch Base Daily. I hope you utilize the tips that we shared about event photography, and I hope you can use them. I hope you can use them even if you're not a photographer. Use them. And I should say, if you're not a professional photographer, because pretty much everybody in the room is a photographer, because y'all carry these little babies. These babies. Makes you a photographer, photographing your world. Okay? I see Bessie says, great show. Thanks for the information. Thank you. Thank you, Bestie. Okay. I think we're ready to end this show.